I'm going to do a little makeup tutorial. Now, I do weddings normally, and I love to give a bride a very sophisticated, pretty, soft look, but I also like to do those fun, kind of funkier looks. The next thing that I do is I take some Urban Decay Eyeshadow Potion Primer. There's a couple different kinds. I believe there's 3 different. There's the purple, which is the original. There's this kind of bronzy looking one called Sin, and I believe there's another one called Eden. These 2 are my favorite. This one is almost gone, so I used this one today. This one has kind of a cream bronze. It's nearly the same color as the bottle. It really is. It's almost the same exact color. And I take this and I put a couple of swabs on my fingertips. And I took it and I went all over my whole eyelid. I went up to my eyebrow. I went all the way down and around the corner here. You really want to get in that corner. Blend it all the way in along the eyelash line and everything, and right up to the eyebrow. These primers are going to set your eye color and your eyeliner on your eyes for as long as you want them there. Your makeup looks flawless. You can use the cheapest products on your eyes as far as eye colors and your shadows and stuff like that, and they really will look vibrant and bright and perfect. So you definitely want to make sure and invest in one of these. I think like the regular size is 18. This is 22, 23. I get them at Sephora. They sell them at Ulta. Ulta has a fantastic deal on them right now. So that's what you want to use on your eyes. Now, to get started, I'm going to show you some of the products I used. Now, I have this palette. It's huge. Now, you're going to see all of these colors and think I'm insane. Well, I have them because obviously I do weddings. I've never gotten to use this palette at a wedding. There's just too many bright colors. They're just fantastic. Now, I got these online. There's tons of different palette places you can go to. If you go to bhcosmetics.com, that's where I got this one from. It's a very cheap palette. I think it's like $23 or something like that for all of it. Now, you can use whatever colors you want to, and just, I will start with my brush like this. Now, you're going to see all of the little colors kind of coming off of that. It's a little bit of a thicker brush. You're going to want a thicker, kind of bushier brush for this. And I'm going to take the whitest white I have. Now, I love Polyester Bride. It's by Urban Decay. You can get this at Ulta or Sephora or at urbandecay.com. And I'm going to take this color, the white, and I'm going to get it a lot of it on my brush. Really, really good amount of it. And I am going to take my brush and just pat it in right through here. I'm going to just pat it in and pat it up. Now just keep reapplying as much product as you need. You really want this to go on and stand out. Get loads of the white on there. Take it up a little bit, up through here. Okay, see? And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take on my BH palette, it's this color right here. 1, 2, 3rd row in, first one down. It's a very, very bright color. And I'm going to take that color and I'm going to pat it in the middle here. And just kind of make a line. Take that all the way over. Just midway down the eye. I'm going to grab a little bit more. And I'm really going to tap it in. Tappity tap tap. For all you Adam Sandler lovers out there. Really take that in. I'm going to build it all the way up here. Tapping it in. Bring it down a little bit here, kind of blending it into the white. A little bit more. Get that color nice and bright. I'm going to do right here in the center just a little bit more so it pops out a little bit more for you. See? Very bright. Very pretty. Now the next color I'm going to use is like a dark hunterish green. I really love this particular green. It's very, you know, kind of dramatic and dark. And I'm going to use a different brush for this one. It's bigger. You want something ideally a little bit fatter and stubbier. This is you're going to use to kind of smoke out the color. Now, I always make a V here and here and just kind of like blend it up and in. You're going to make a mess on your face, don't worry about it. We'll brush off all the excess makeup as we go. So just take your big round brush and go swoop, swoop, swoop. And anything you can't get off in the end, I'll show you how to get rid of. Go in with some more. Really kind of smoke that in. Blend it in real nice, just like the other one. See how it's that perfect little crescent there? I'm going to blend it in. Okay, that's pretty good. Close enough. I'm going to go back in with that green. Blend it in. And I'm going to go up here. Blend it in. A little bit more dark. I know this is looking like a lot of work, and it is, but it's fun. Okay, so that's pretty much what you see for right now. So we've got that blended in. I just went and I wiped off some of this excess here. I took a wet wipe and kind of like blotted it off there. It is going to take a little bit of your makeup off, but you can go back through and reapply a little bit more. I'm going to take a liner brush. It's a little kind of pointier brush, and I'm going to put on some really bright green. Now I'm going to take that and I'm going to go underneath here and blend it right up and in. See, you really want that green to stand out, so I'm doing that underneath there. Now, I really like the way this is looking. It's turning out perfect. So the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Smashbox Limitless Liquid Liner in Jet Black. This is my favorite. I absolutely love this stuff. And it's got a felt tip and it goes on jet black. It's fantastic. And I'm just going to put this on and then I'm going to come back and show you the look. Okay, so what I did was I took my felt tip Smashbox Liquid Limitless Jet Black Liner, and I took the felt tip and I went from the inner corner really tiny out and dragged it out a little bit higher. And as you can see, I fanned it out at the end and catted it a little bit. Now I also brought the cat back in a little bit on the bottom, and then because I don't use liquid liner on my bottom, I took some Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in 0. This black is my favorite. It is so good. And I took this and I went from the inside of my eye here all the way in, and I really smoked it out a little bit. I kind of brought it down a little bit and blended it in. You can also use a brush to do that. You can put this on and then kind of take a brush and blend it in and bleed it down a little bit. And that's what I did. Now, the next step is to put on these lashes. these are these fun little lashes that I got. I don't know if you can see the color from them. They're real pretty. You got blues and greens, lots of greens in them. Well, I don't need this whole thing. I only, if you look, put them on from here over. That's all I really need. So I'm going to cut a good hunk of this off, about that much of it off. I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm using my hair cutting scissors, but you can use, you know, your manicure scissors, whatever you need to do, and just cut it right off like that. Now, how I put them on is I take them like this, and I use some Duo waterproof lash adhesive. You can get this at Walgreens. Max sells it for like 10 bucks. You can get it for like 6, 4, depending on the price at the different Walgreens. And you take this and I didn't clean it off. And you just glide on the glue. Oh, of course. All the way across here. And you get it pretty thick on the edges of it. And you let it dry. Now, I say let it dry, I mean it, for a full minute. Some people are so impatient. It needs to sit on there for at least a minute. You really need to let it get tacky, kind of gooey, gross, before you go and you try and put it on your eye. If you need to clean up a little bit, you go ahead and take a little bit of the excess off. You use a Q-tip. I'm going to wave this around and I'm going to put these on. It is way too hard to show you guys how to put these on a video like this, so I'm going to put them on and then come back. Okay, so I just went to go edit this whole video and realized that a whole chunk of the tutorial got, you know, cut out, and I don't know what happened to it. So what I wanted to do real quick is just show you guys what I used. Right after I put on these lashes and I blended them in with some mascara. Now it's real tricky. You want to be careful that you don't use too much, because then you'll cover up the color of the actual lashes, which, if you can see it all here, they're bluish green. They're very, very pretty. Now I went through and I used this. It's Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner, and it's in Midnight Cowboy. I took that and I went all along the bottom. I went like 2 swipes back and forth. To do this, it goes on very thick. There's tons of different colors. You can use gold, you can use green, you can use whatever you'd like. That's what I liked, so that's what I used. Now, for my little chamois rock over here, what I did is take some of the Duo eyelash adhesive, and I went to Michael's and I got a couple of these little scrapbooking sheets. They're little St. Patty's Day shamrocks. And I took them and peeled one off, and I put some of the adhesive on the back. Now I let that dry for a few seconds, and then I popped it up here and I held it on there. The longer you hold it on there, the better it's going to stay. It's really a good idea to hold it on there pretty tight. And then let it go, and then that's the look. Now the adhesive will stick anything to your face. So if you find like jewelry, the little tiny crystals, or some of the nail gems that they make, if you get those and you put a little bit of that Duo lash adhesive on there, you let it dry, get a little tacky just like we did with the lashes, and then you stick it on. I do suggest going through and adding, you know, kind of like feathering in a little bit of your brown. There's some green still left on that. Taking and filling in your eyebrows a little bit. Mine are pretty good right now, so I'm not going to do that. But this is the look. I'm hoping that you like it. Took me a little bit of time to do, and it was really fun. Hopefully, if this works out and people actually like it, I'll do a couple more.